So, welcome, konnichiwa. I should say the same thing, konnichiwa. Yes, so here we are. We have Kato's announcements for January 2026. This is going to be quite a long one. I'm only going to cover the Japanese segment of their announcements. There are some American freight cars and something I will just have a nod to and point out here because it's quite a big thing for those who are waiting for it. You've probably already spotted it if you're watching this. But it's going to take a time to go through, as you've probably seen the video length. I don't know what it's going to be in a minute, obviously, but it's going to be a time to go through. I've got my pages of notes. Again, this is just notes taken from the machine translation on Hobby Search. So if there's any mistakes or anything, please forgive me. I've done my best. It takes quite a long time. I'm finding to sit and write all this up, but it's better than not having it on screen here. I think it's easy reference, and I can just concentrate on keeping the screen clear for just what you folks need to see. So yes, let's get right into it. So you can see there are various different items pictured here. There's actually 4 of these I think we're going to go through, but one of them is actually for the item itself, so it's not so bad there as well, because it's a special. I'll explain when we get to it. Now, this is the one I just wanted to point out, is you may notice here in the lower left is 009. They brought out the Unitrack oval for 009 track. This is your narrow gauge, so your Englands and so on that Kato have produced so far, or indeed, obviously, the Batman range, including the Thomas ones as well from the Scarlatti Railway. So they've had the standard track, they've got some corners, you've got some straights, but now finally the long-awaited turnouts, the points are due. I failed. I do apologise. I did fail to actually get a release date on that. Judging by the rest of it, it'll be sometime between May and July. Okay, so shall we get straight into it now? I'm going to have to flick a bit back and forth on one bit because I stupidly did one of my notes in the wrong order, but hopefully the rest of it should flare. Okay, so let's get on it. There's some very exciting trains here. There's some things I'm very excited, and it's going to be hard not to go mental. So straight away we're into this one. What a beautiful livery that is. This is the Aomori Railway Series Aomori 702. This is a 2-car set. This runs on a track that is actually parallel to Tohoku Shinkansen. So, already, if you're looking to do a Japanese layout diorama, it gives you an opportunity to include Shinkansen as well. It runs on a double track section as well, which is really cool. Features the company mascot near the passenger doors. She's called Molly, and you can see her here. And she appears in the company corporate colours of the blue. She's also on the front here, as well as in pink on the side, which is kind of cool there. Suitable for use on the double track sections alongside EH500 hauled freights and the HBE 300 series Hinabi, I think. So the HBE 300 is the hybrid. So like I've got the Resort one that I ran late last year or late summer last year. I put the lights in and now the 4-car. So that's a really nice set, and it's nice that they're recommending some bits you can run this with. So one of the big things they've done with this is actually the real one features quite small wheels. They've actually managed to get close to scale for the scale of 1/150, the wheel size and wheelbase. They have the cordless motor. It's actually DCC ready, and the destination boards are pre-fitted to it. This will be available in June, and the product number is 10-2183. And this comes in roughly at £54.43. Incidentally, I hope this sound is a lot better than the original. I'm actually using my headset, as you can see. It's resting on what usually is the camera stand. Hopefully it's going to be better than that awful audio I had on the first video. I do apologise for that, but hey, we live and learn, as it were. Now, personally, this is going to be one. It's going to be a hard one to pass up. I feel this one is going to come into my life. I really love the bright blue. I love the fact it's got a little mascot on it. You see where I'm going with my own mascot, Hinako. Sorry, Hinako. Hinako, yes. Sorry, trying to get pronunciations right. I'm learning. But yeah, I probably said it right the first time now, knowing me. But anyway, so it's a big thing, and yeah, I really dig this as a two-car unit, and the fact it's got a cordless motor gives me a lot of hope because obviously I've got those two new motors, different classes to these, but it means that I'll have at least one two-car unit that I can run whilst I get those repaired. If I was to go for this, I think I will. To be honest with you, I think I will. This really is a nice train. I have pre-ordered one item on this whole thing already, and I'll get to it when I cover it. So yes, very very nice there. But I'll get again, obviously, a bit like the Micro Racer announcements. We haven't got photographs of the models out in all instances here, but yeah, that should look really really nice. And obviously LED lighting as well on that. Okay, so next up we have, this is the OHA 14 of the JNR, the Japanese National Railways. So 14 series passenger cars were introduced in 1972 for express trains and featured comforts such as a simple reclining seat and heat absorbing glass in the windows. Obviously, heat is a big thing, given Japan is on the Pacific Ocean on one side. It gets warm. It can get very, very hot in summer. So yes, and a reclining seat would be a big thing because obviously till then it'd been a lot of the older passenger cars where there'd been rigid seats. These are suitable for use on express passenger trains with locos from the JNR era, such as the EF65-1000 and ED75 Zero that are due for release at the same time as these cars. This is a single car you get. So if you want to make a train up, you buy some of these to go in it. The livery it represents is the one seen from 1978 to 1980, and it comes with a selection of boards for the destination signs or stickers. And the product number for that is 5281. It will be available in June for £8.51 a coach. So there you can see it's quite a rake there. I mean, what have we got? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or so, with two others at each end, which we're about to come on to, because these have a different name. But yeah, so I don't know what the going rate of a coach here in the UK is for a single coach on its own, but I think that represents reasonable value for money myself. I think that's quite nice. I won't be getting a set of these. I've got a very similar set of coaches in one of my bookcase boxes. It's not they're 12 series rather than 14s, but the livery is very similar. So I'm not going to rush to get these myself, but I think they are very very nice. So we have that one. Now the picture I think is the same for these. But the next one is the Ohafu 15 of the JNR. This is one of the brake vehicles, and it features red tail light LEDs on the back, so it's slightly more expensive because of the extra bits on it. And this is 5284, available in June, and it's for £11.91. Okay, and in much the same way, we have 5283, also available in June for £11.91, and this is the Suhafu 14, so this is the brake version. Both of those, this one and the previous one, are the brake cars at the end of the train. So, yeah, even with that taken into account, and of course, all of these passenger vehicles can be lit with the Kato LED lighting system that you can buy either in warm white or a more modern sort of fluorescent effect. But yeah, so very very cool, very very cool. If I was starting out, this would be quite a good one to go for, I think, because this plus one of the locos would be quite awesome. Okay, so I just noticed it doesn't give me a how long I've been recording. Oh, it does. It does. Oh, already 9 minutes in. That's not too bad. Making better progress than I thought. Right, so now we're on to our first locomotive. We have our first model photo as well. So this is an EF65-1000. This is the early type for that. This is a general purpose loco that is able to be used in multiple, so you have more than one of these on the go, and is designed. This one and also was designed with the ability to work in cold climates without needing a separate version. It can be used on either passenger or freight in both normal and high-speed forms. So high-speed freight, such as your fish trains and that sort of thing, and regular general purpose freight and local passengers and express trains. So this is one of the ones to go with the coaches. These were used from Kanto to Sanya regions. The model features a cordless motor and represents a loco built in 1987. The numbers available for it are 1027, 1030, 1033, and 1039. The manufacturer's plates featured, which is this bit here, are for Kawasaki Heavy Industries, Fuji Electric, or Toyo Electric and Motor Company. So yes, a very striking blue livery on this with the sort of cream ends. I always puts me in mind of the one of the German Ocean blue livery. But I think it really works nicely on these. And there's a slight hint for the British. There is a slight hint of a British Rail corporate blue diesel or electric here in these in the livery. Yeah, looks super detailed. Really does look super detailed. Not as in it's super detailed, but the detail looks super. That's the one. The windows being reproduced very nicely here along the side. Obviously, you got your pantographs and everything as well. Yes, very nice. There. So that is going to be product number 3089-3. This is due for release in June as well. A lot of these are June. And is priced at £34.02. Roughly, but obviously this is a currency conversion, and it's worth keeping on top of these things. If you do decide to pre-order one of these from Japan, do keep on top of what the currency is, just so your budget's correct. Ask me how I know. No, I recently went through and found that actually there's obviously been some sort of change, and actually the price to me is now slightly less than it was when I pre-ordered the items and I put them in my spreadsheet. So, it's worth checking. And of course, a lot of these items, I should say, I'm not sponsored by them, but I should say they're also available from Train Tracks. They won't be for the prices I'm, saying here, because obviously there's different constraints and things. But if you want the peace of mind from ordering from a shop in the UK, Train Tracks, please look them up. They are great guys, great with advice. Do give them a look up. I just want to be fair to them. It's not an advert or a plug. You make the decision where to get it from yourself. I mean, I get mine from Hobby Search because they are so much cheaper. So, but no. If you want that peace of mind, that's just my little recommendation for you, rather than the plug, I suppose. That's where I'm coming from for that. But yeah, very cool locomotive there. But one I will be giving a miss to myself. I have others in this livery, and I think I've even got an EF65 already. I'd have to check. Got a few EFs up there. Now I know I need to run my F64 soon because I haven't run it for a while. So next up we have the ED75-0. This is the late type. So this represents a Vero from the Tohoku area. They were developed in 1963 when the Joban line was electrified up to Taira, now Iwaki Station. These were built exclusively for the 50 Hz AC. I don't think they're 3-rail though. They won't run on my Märklin tracker. And replaced the ED71. 160 were built and could be found on both freight and passenger workings, again, including though the famous blue trains. Now these were the big sleepers. I've got one of them, the Hokutsai sleeper is one of the blue trains. But yes, they were found all over Japan. There's actually one preserved. One of these blue trains is preserved and you can stay on it as a sort of B&B type thing, which is amazing. And there's audio playing to simulate the journey those cars used to take. But prior to bedtime, there is entertainment in the form as they'll come around and tell you a bit of history about it. They've got some artifacts when it used to run, and I believe those are people that actually used to work on the train that as well that come and actually tell you all about it, which could be quite interesting. But yeah, so a bit of an aside there. This features a cordless motor, LEDs, maker's plates for Hitachi, Toshiba, and Mitsubishi. The numbers provided are 136, 142, 147, and 157. The product number is 3075-5. This will be available in June, and the hobby search price is £32.32p. Now, I love this striking red colour. Ever since I first saw it on an EF81, I just think, yeah, what a super livery that is. It really, really does. As the kids say, it really pops it. It really grabs the attention. And my attention has also been caught by this fantastic roof detailing here. And that was really nice. Really, really nice here. But yeah, super model. Now I know I've got an ED75 already. However, if this one was still available, this is one I could pick up from Train Tractor to show. It's that sort of realm. It's a lovely little model. It's going to be hard to resist one of these ultimately, but I won't be pre-ordering one. I think I'll take my chances otherwise. So I'm not desperate for it, but it's one of those. Yeah, that'd be a nice one. And again with the cordless motor, I love this move to cordless motors that Kato are doing at the minute because they're so much quieter. The steam engines from them that I've got are all cordless, and they are super. They're so quiet, and with my brand of spicy brain not liking a lot of noise all the time, that's a big bonus. So yes, I really like that. But no, super little model, that one. Super little model. And again, so imagine something like that. So what was it? This one is 32.32, and the previous one was £34.02. One of these, a set of those coaches, you'd actually be away. Given that some of the track in Japan is single track, there's a lot more single track than say here in the UK. You could get away with that could be your trainer for a bit. Yeah, I think that's a really nice model. So next, we have the next big screen bit. Way, I got there. So yes, some very cool things here, and one that as soon as I saw it, I've got to have that. Actually, two of them on here, but one of them particularly. There's one on here I've been talking about for a while in previous videos that I really want, and to anyone who listens really, so I really want one of these. So I'm really glad that that's coming out as well, and I didn't expect one of these to come on. So let's get to it, shall we? So first up is the Series 289. This was created by modifications of the 683 series and 2000 series, and have replaced the 381 series. Awful lot of classes there, and I will be honest, I think I know what a 381 is. I'm not really that versed with the other two, or indeed that really. But this is the newly created train. It's used on the Kunatori, yep, and Kinosaki Expresses in both 4 and 3 car sets, and can be put up to a maximum of length of 7 cars. There was a note on there to say if you get the Hobby Centre Kato 28-169, you can power up the 3 car set. So if you don't want the 4 and you just want to run the 3, you can, because only the 4 has a motor. Features cordless motor, LED, front door opening part, so where the 2 units connect back here, you can have those doors open, so you can have the corridor connection. My Yakumo has that. I think it's one of the first things I did it with, and this is DCC ready. The 4 car is product number 10-2126. This is the only one that comes with the motor. I must make that clear. And that is available in June at £72.29. The 3-car add-on, unpowered, is 10-2127, and that is available in June as well for £39.12. The power unit for the 3-car from Hobby Centre Kato is 28169, and that is £22.21. So roughly, 55, I suppose, before you add your postage to get the 3-car and power it. So, yeah, I like it and I don't. I think, yes, obviously it's very ICE, it's very German ICE with this white and the red stripe, and the nose is I suppose more reminiscent of an ICE 4 than a 3, I suppose, in some regards. But yeah, I've had a unit like this. This is one I did actually move on. It didn't do an awful lot for me as a design. Possibly in the future, if I saw one for the right price or on sale, I could be tempted, maybe. But yeah, it's not one I'm going to rush out and get. It's very cool though. It is very cool still, and it's going to be a gorgeous model with all those features like the cordless motor and everything in there, like I was just saying. But yeah, yeah, so that's your 4-car, and we do actually have the full 7-car consist being shown off in the next picture. So are these actually different or not? But yeah, so this is the one for the 3-car set. Just so the extra 3 at the back here. Yeah, which appears to be 2 with the big cab units, so you don't get this nose on the 3-car. So that's something else worth bearing in mind. But yeah, very cool. Could be very, very cool still. Okay, on to the next one. Right. This is where I have to flick back. This is the Series 103. This is a very iconic commuter train. This is the high cab version of the standard JR commuter train, JNR commuter train. Sorry. Mass production of these vehicles started in 1964. And over 20 years, 3,447 cars were made with many variations, including this high cab. And this is a class that is fondly remembered by not just by railway enthusiasts, but by people that use them as well. They are iconic. The most iconic of these is the sort of lime green ones. I call it lime green, that ran on the Yamanote line in Tokyo. Yeah, they are. I think they weren't use high windows. I think they had a deeper window at the front for the driver. But yeah, super iconic train, this one. Yeah. So just to go over the features on this, it features LED lighting. That's about as much as I got from that one. However, I can tell you that the orange one that we'll see shortly. Actually, no, we'll cover each one separately. So we've got the emerald one first. This is product number 10-1743E, and that's a basic 4-car set. And there's an add-on 3-car set to make a 7-car train again, which is 10-1744E. So 10-1743E and 10-1744E to make the full train. And this is a automatic train control equipped car, a vehicle. So ATC equipped car. Yes. That colour's nice. I'm not a huge fan of the tealy colour. It's called emerald, but I'd call that more teal myself. I'm not a huge fan of that colour. But yeah, so on to the next one. Here's the orange one. Now, this one I quite like for the brightness, I will admit. So the orange one represents trains that work the Cho line, the Katamachi line, and this is a non-ATC equipped car. And the 2 product numbers you're looking for again are 10-1743G, that's G for golf, and 10-1744B, which is the 3-car add-on. Yeah, that one's a little bit more tempting. It's hard not to have one of these in your collection. I haven't got one at the minute. I did have a Yamanote line one, which was really stupidly got rid of. Just don't ask. My rule is usually very strict on this, but I had a moment of weakness. 2021, I would say. Yeah, idiot, basically. Put it another way, idiot, backer. Yeah. Yeah. So there's that one, or there is the yellow one, which is 10-1743D for Delta, and or and the add-on set is 10-1744D for Delta. This is also a non-ATC equipped car. The yellow one I think is quite nice. I don't have many yellow trains, but this one or the orange one quite possibly, because the price is amazing on these. So very simple. Also, you've got your basic tail and headlights. They're making a point, and I think it's one of the first times they've done this with the LEDs, new style of LEDs, as well. But the basic 4-car pack is £40 and 40p, and the add-on is £18.29. So I am very tempted to get one of these. I'll just need to select the livery I want. First, it's going to be one of those orange or yellow ones, and these are due out in June as well. Okay. So, yes. If you want my initial reaction, look at this smile. But yeah. Right. So, let me have a drink first, please. So this is the 7 Stars in Kishu, which is an 8-car set. 7 Stars in Kishu was the pioneer luxury cruise train, which began operations on the 15th of October 2013. This train operates all over Kishu, which is the southernmost large island of Japan. So next one is Okinawa, but yes, this is the big bit at the bottom. And it's proven popular with tourists and locals as well. There's a lot of local pride in this train as it makes its way through. And this is actually the model I've just noticed, which is very cool. I thought it was a photo of the real one. That's actually the model. Very nice. The train is made up of 7 77 series 7000 passenger cars. Get a few more 7s in that. And is hauled by a dedicated locomotive, which is a DF 200-700 series. The train went underwent refurbishment in October of 2022, and this consisted of mostly dining car number 2 was converted into a saloon car and named Jupiter. A new tea room was also added, and along with a gallery, shop and bar in car number 3. So I don't know if the tea room's in car number 2. I was a bit confused with that one, so I thought I might make it sound a bit separate in case it's in one of the other cars. But yes, there's going to be a gallery, shop and bar in car number 3 as well, which is how the model is being presented. It's been released before. This is another one during that moment of madness that I moved on. And this is the one I've pre-ordered already because I had to make amends, I had to make it right, and it will complete my luxury cruise train set that I have up here. Sorry, I just noticed my phone went into do not disturb. So it's midnight. It is. Yes, so it makes right. It completes the trio that I originally had. Now, because I also the Twilight, now the Cassiopeia, and this. Oh, beautiful! Absolutely beautiful. I think it's stunning. It really is stunning, and yeah, again, Bakairu, for getting rid of it in the first place. But hey, so this features a GM5 motor. Not sure what that means, but it's a GM5 motor. LEDs on the loco and front and back of the train as well, including there is a sort of like a headlight on the actual cars as well, which can be turned off apparently. The loco also features train-specific decorations. So on a normal DF200, you don't get this grille at the front. This is just flat. And also you got the decoration for the actual trainers, including 7 stars in Kyushu written under the windows here, and the 7 stars above there. So yeah, super attention to detail on this. The interior of the cars accurately reflects the real train. The visible lampshades in cars 1 to 3 are illuminated. You can just see those through the windows here. And this also comes packaged in a special box and sleeve in the bookcase style here that evoke the elegance of the real train. So yes, super looking forward to this one. I knew it wasn't going to be cheap when I looked at it, but yes, it probably is compared to others, but let's not keep making those comparisons. We're not here to make people feel, oh, great, he just likes taking swipes at what other trains cost. So yeah, 10-2168 is the product number. That's going to be available in June, and this is coming at £162.45 at current rates. Yeah, so that will go over the import rate. So if you do order this one from Japan, that's something to be aware of. This might be something, if you're not too sure, you really would like it, but you're not too sure about import and all that, to get it from the UK. And I say, Train Tracks, Gauge Master, there are places you can get them from. Okay, but yeah, super one. And I say, I just knew, right, got to make this right, got to make that right. Just ironically, I suppose, not ironically, not the right word, but of course, the only thing to bear in mind for me is that this is the new version, the refurbished one, because I owned the last one before this got refurbished in real life, so it'd be interesting to see the new one. But it's a nice fresh start, isn't it? I think that's the main thing there. Okay, next we have this. An Unforgettable Journey in N. So this is car number 1 of the 7 stars in Kyushu. And it comes with a piece of track to display and a clip you put under the wheels to stop it moving, so it won't roll off. And it's designed to be a souvenir for those who have seen or ridden the real train or just want a memento of Japanese railways to display. Obviously, you can run the car if you don't put the yellow clip on. Very, very cool though. Excuse me. So this is 12-013, available in June, and for the price of £20.41. They're probably going to sell it on board the train as well, I'd guess. Okay, so I've done this a bit back and forth on me notes again, so but fortunately it's on the same page. So yes, this is the DE10 for warm region use. So the DE10 was introduced by JNR, Japanese National Railways, in 1966. At least something good happened in 1966. 708 were produced, and it was used for shunting and branch lines across Japan. It has a distinctive, almost centre cab, off-centre, and Boko reel arrangement. I love saying it as a Boko, even though the bow on the picture is on my right hand side. So this is a Kobo in this as we're looking at it, but I like calling them Bokos. Always one of the better characters I thought in Thomas, especially for the diesels. But anyway, this is something I've been after for ages. I've been wittering about this one. I want a standard orange DE10, and I'm really pleased to see this coming out. So one of these will be going on order at some point. Just I wasn't as quick to the mark with this as I was with the 7 stars, but yeah, really nice to model this one. And of course, recently we featured this, well, a version of one of these on the making a dummy for the SL Hitayoshi. So yes, very nice model, very nice model. This features LED lights, a GM3 motor, and the numbers provided are 1188, 1192, 1574, and 1581. This is product number 7011-2. It will be available in July for the price of £29.77. So very nice, affordable little diesel locomotive. Suitable branch work if you've got one of those freight car sets. It's one of the engines recommended for that as well. And again, you could have yourself quite a nice little train to play with in the JNR era. yeah, so really, really pleased to see this one. Really pleased to see this one. I'm looking forward to that one. Next up is another DE10. So this is the DE10 from JR Kyushu region. Oh, it's a Kyushu type. So a DE10 owned by JR Kyushu was painted black for a television program in 2010, and over time the rest of the fleet has followed in being repainted. They're mostly used for shunting and construction trains, but can be seen on specials, including the 7 stars in Kyushu, should the DF200 be unavailable. They'll be working as a pair on that. And of course on SO Hitayoshi. This features a GM3 motor as well, LEDs, traction tyres. The specs will be the same for both of those. But the numbers on this one are in gold 1206, 1207, and 1209. Also 1195, which is reproduced in numbers reproduced in silver to replicate the real locomotive. This is 7011-4, available in June, and for a slightly higher price of £34.02. Now, obviously, I've got 2 of these already. One of them I demoted, so I won't be getting this one. I'll be concentrating on the warm region one. But yes, very, very cool there. They've thought to bring this out again because it's not that long ago, really, that the SO Hitayoshi came out. It was a time before that when these first came out, whether they came out for the last 7 stars release. I know I got a pair of them then, but they really will be quite useful for either of those trains, and of course if you want to model the Kyushu area. Now, the next one, this one here, is slightly different to normal. This is now away from Kato sort of normal releases. This is Kato Hobby Centre, so the same part division that did the power unit for the 289 series. Was it the 289? Yes, series earlier on. So this is the Abukuma Express Series AB 900 type in yellow, a 2-car set. So I'm not sure you'll be able to get these from companies in the UK. You might have to go direct to Japan for these ones. I use this picture because it has the little map as well, shows you where it runs. Okay. So this is based on JR East's E721 series EMU and replaces the 8100 series that has been on service on this route since the line was electrified. Unfortunately, no date given now. I could have looked it up, I suppose, but yes, there are 7 currently in service, and these will be joined by 3 additional units to make a total of 10. Each one features a different colour scheme, as you can actually see in this photograph. You've got a red one at the back here and a yellow one forward, if you prefer. And these run between Fukushima and Tsukiji along the Abukuma River. This one is featuring the 3rd scheme of yellow and has LED lighting. That's all the information I really got on that. I do quite like this in some regards. You've got a very plain side. It's almost reminiscent of Belgian with the the yellow front like this. And you can see the Abukuma A replicated down the side, which is a nice detail. This one I think I will give a miss as well. It's nice, but it's nice. This is one again. If I saw it for the right price somewhere, I could be tempted, I suppose. But it's a very plain livery, and I'm at the point where I can be a lot more picky about what I'm getting. I'm guessing, but yeah, very nice though, very nice. And again, if I was starting out trying to build a collection, this is something I possibly could have gone for because, it's got character, and if you could get the others as well, because I seem to gather they've released a couple of the other ones. So you get a couple of the others, maybe run them as 4-car like you see here. I assume there's only one unit attached. There could be another one, so it could be a 6-car. But you know what I mean. You could run them together and have a quite a colourful train going along. So it's product number 10-983, available in June, and it is priced at £57.46. So it's a bit more than the previous one. Yeah, £54.43 for the Mori one. but obviously this is like special editions or special releases. I'm trying to think of. I suppose they're a bit like the American Insider, no, American Initiative logos, or the Collectors Club stuff. Just without having to be a member of a club, you have to get them. Usually, you have to get them from the Kato Hobby Centre. So I'm really pleased to see that Hobby Search have managed to get these in stock, and I've already got something older that comes under this banner for the Origara Railway. And yeah, it's really nice that you can actually get hold of these things now. I think this is relatively new. I'm not sure that they were doing that before. I've not noticed it before if they were. But yeah, so yeah, really cool there though. Really cool. Okay, please do. I need two more things. So now we have these two items, which are celebrating 60 years of Japanese engage, Japanese engage that has been designed and constructed in Japan. So yeah. So first up, we have this, which is a storage case for a 10 cars or a 10 car train. Commemorates, as I say, 60 years of Japanese and mimicking the original designs. It features a 60th anniversary Engage logo, and that will be available in May. Product number 28-953, and come in at £11.22. So if you really like my bookcase things and you have Engage trains, this is a good opportunity to pick up some empty cases you could put your trains into and make storage a bit easier. I know I'm going to go to at least one of these. I might pick up a couple. Just I know I've got a 485 series in either box that's actually from that 60-year period, obviously, but from the older end of that spectrum, or that range, I suppose, which could really do with a box. It's actually in dual cases here. There's some of them there. So yes, that would be great because it frees up some space there and gets it into a proper box. And actually, I might start using it a bit more because it's all in. I don't have to work out the formation every single time. But yes, a very old Kato that one. But yeah, so that's very, very useful, and could be of equal use to some folks, especially if you're missing a box and you'd like to get one for it. This is a jewel case. It's a 5-piece set, so you get 5 of these jewel cases, and that commemorates again 60 years. Has the special logo design on it, and that is 28-189-1. Also available in May for £8.98 for the pack of 5, which is very reasonable. Again, it's a good opportunity to mop up some of your errant locos and things. I've got some unboxed things here, so it's a good way of mopping that up. So I might get a pack of those I might compare, see what I've got here. There's a C58 in there that needs a box for definite. So yes, that does actually bring me to the end of my big long list as you see down here. Let's have that picture back up again. So yes, some very cool items there. I think for me it's going to be obviously already the 7 stars, the DE10, and I think I'm going to choose one of those 103 units to get, as well as possibly the Amora unit, because that was also very, very cool. So yes, I've got some decisions. I've got much to make, and I've got my spreadsheet armed and ready to fill in. The thing is, I have, because obviously 7 stars comes out in June. I have also got another June order for a Demon Slayer related item, non railway, but a Demon Slayer related item. So yes, I might do a bit of juggling and see what fits. But I knew I had to have that 7 stars, and I'll have to have one of those. But that's fine, because that's a July release on the DE10. But yes, some very, very cool stuff. Hopefully that's provided a service again, like I said in the first video. I hope it provides a service for those non-Japanese speakers who are interested in what's coming out, and want something that they can more accessible to them, um, to understand what's coming out, and maybe a little bit of the history behind some of these things. A bit of the about, bit of context to them. Things again, it's all based on things I would have really appreciated when I first started, and I still would really appreciate moving forwards. It just in this case, I've taken it upon myself to be that person to provide that information, but I'm benefiting from it because I'm learning at the same time. Excuse me. So yes, what would you have chosen from this range? Let me know in the comments. Is there anything you are choosing? You are going to pick up? Um, yes, do let me know. And until next time, take care, stay safe, and be well. I shall say arigato gozaimashita. Sorry, arigato gozaimashita. Yeah, I'll get there. Always remember, it's got to point to the box. When it's on the show, got to point to the bit on the box. And always remember to have fun. Sayonara. Now you get to watch me click the stop recording button.